already figured out who has the best genetics in The Sims 4 when it comes to the baby daddies. However, I am all for equal opportunity, so it only felt fair to also figure out who has the best genetics in this game when it comes to the mummies, and that's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. Not to pit women against women, but I have tallied up all of your votes. This has been a blooming video in the making. I feel like I first posted about this like pretty much last year, like after I asked you lot who you chose to go with as your like go-to baby daddy. But I have to say, the girlies didn't get as much love, which I guess isn't as surprising considering I feel like a lot of the Sims players actually do play as feminine Sims, and so therefore maybe you're just not romancing other feminine Sims as much. But like I said, I am all for equal opportunities. I love playing as anyone in this game. I actually have a lot of fun like creating masculine Sims. These were your top contenders. A lot of these only got 3 votes, so pretty much I think from like summer holiday onwards they all had 3 votes. I've used her new photo, but I am gonna be using the older version of Bella because I feel like when I asked this, and also with the makeover happening, I feel like most of you meant the old version of Bella. Second place standing strong, Nalani, which is interesting. Sims community, I think you're a dirty little bunch of liars. Can I just say, I was looking at the meta scores the other day. I think they got posted on Twitter, and for all this talk I have heard about island living over the years, it was like the 3rd highest ranked expansion, which is absolutely wild to me. And now I figure out you're all romancing Nalani any which way you can, which is fair, very, very valid. She is a stunning Sim. Also, you're mixing it up with the mermaid traits, even though, again, everyone never has any nice things to say about mermaids. I don't trust you all. I've been singing the praises of Sulani this whole time, and everyone's been like, oh, it's such a bad pack, boo, worst pack in history, and she's in number 2. Number 3 goes to the one and only Penny Pizzazz from City Living, hell yeah. Not as many base game townies as I was expecting there to be on this list, but we do have Eliza, we have Summer Holiday, which again, you've all been ripping her to shreds, and she makes it into your baby mummy list. But let's get into it. First matchup, we have Cecilia Kang from Cottage Living. I mean, it is the WLW dream, so I'm not surprised. Against Miko Ojo from San Myshuno. She came with City Living. I have changed Betty to Bruce. We have, again, another base game, like, babe here in Bruce. There are absolutely no thoughts behind this man's eyes. I again didn't really want his features to like stand out, so he's one of the most default looking Sims that I could possibly imagine, even though he has the Don Lothario special going on. And we are gonna choose Cecilia as the mummy. That has mixed their genetics. We're not gonna randomize or anything like that. This is Lil Brenda. Brenda, let's age you cutie. Cutie patootie. I definitely think she has a strong look of Cecilia, which is a good thing, but you never know how the genetics are gonna go in The Sims 4. Sometimes you could have one that looks exactly like the mother, and then the next second they will look exactly like Bruce. Ooh, we got a little party animal on our hands, and then this is Anaya. Ooh, this is difficult already. I hate doing these videos. Like, I love them. I find it so interesting, but I'm always so scared that you lot are going to, like, hate me. I always feel like I choose the unpopular opinion, but I think I have made my decision. And I do think it's the unpopular one. I'm gonna move Miko into the next round. Bring on Candy Bear and Judith Ward. I cannot believe that all of you are out here even being able to romance Judith Ward. She's a proper celebrity. She rarely ever wants to talk to my Sims. And on the back of that, she also romances Marcus Flex or Christopher the werewolf before I can even get my claws into her. Honestly, so shocking that so many of you romance Judith Ward, but apparently she has cute babies. She's got her mum's pink hair. Stop, that's actually really cute. Normally kids can't have like unnatural hair colors, but Aurora, never mind, she grew out of the pink. Honestly, it kind of looks like a really big mix of both Candy and Bruce. I again just can't believe that Candy made it onto the list. I feel like so many people complain about her hair and just like atrocious it is. So I can't imagine that so many of you saw her and were like, yeah, that is a woman I am going to romance. I want to see Judith Ward's profile. Yeah, he looks very similar. Again, has Bruce's nose, but pretty much everything else has come from Judith. I judged too soon because I am also gonna put Judith up there. Those cheekbones, they absolutely drew me in. I was hypnotized. Lilith Fator versus Eliza Pancakes. Interesting. Probably one of the most hated Sims characters, or at least I thought, I can't believe how much you're all showing your true colors, actually. These romanceables, they've got me doubting everything you've all ever said online. This is similar to the betrayal I feel whenever I react to James Turner's like community ranking of all of the packs, because I feel like there's sometimes maybe like trends to like hate on a pack, but then realistically, I guess the loudest people are usually most of the time the people that really dislike something, and the people who do enjoy it are just, you know, like playing. That is one stunning sim. Oh my goodness, Aspen, you got all the good features of your parents. Eliza Pancakes, I'm sorry to say it, but you do absolutely have your work cut out for you on this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think Iggy is a very cute sim. However, you're playing with Bruce now. We kicked Bob out of that picture. Why are they all spawning with this hair? Eliza's genes, I fear, always just say copy and paste. Like, he looks so much like Eliza Pancakes. Maybe even more so than Erwin. But there was absolutely no question about that. Lilith won by a mile. Moving on to Summer Holiday and Alice Martin. Was so happy to see in this listing. There were definitely Sims that I was disappointed in that didn't make it into it. Octavia Moon being one of them. Dina and Nina Caliente weren't listed. They weren't listed a single time. They had absolutely no votes, like at all, which is absolutely wild, especially when it comes to like base game babes. I would have thought that so many people would have romanced them, but maybe sometimes people prefer like playing out the storyline between them and Katrina and Don Lothario rather than have their own Sims maybe romance them. This is a good looking sim. Summer, you might be the dark horse, actually. You might be the underdog, because that is a very handsome sim. He does have his mother's blue-eyed stare, but it's not half as intense as her blue-eyed stare. Now, the Strangerville Sims do have the bobblehead effect. I don't know what it was about the people who made the Strangerville Sims, but they have really big heads. And I mean like every single sim. Alice might honestly be one of the worst cases of the bobblehead that I have seen, and I just feel like she was done so dirty. I don't know what was in the water in Strangeville. I don't know if it was the mother plant began infecting their brains, and so they just needed more room in their skull. But something went on in the creation, and I'm so sorry to say it, Cassidy, but you have not escaped. Without a doubt, Summer has absolutely taken that. I realized I didn't actually put in my predictions. So taking all of this out of the equation that has gone on so far, I personally, my bets I think would have probably been on Nalani, Bella Goth, and Penny Pizzazz, which, I mean, is technically cheating considering they are first, second, and third place currently. Speaking of Penny Pizzazz, it is her time to shine. Bring a little bit of pizzazz to these genetics, I beg. Right, so I actually have a confession to make. I did do this on stream with my community over on Twitch, twitch.tv/EnglishSimmer. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, and you're missing fun streams like that sometimes give you a little hint as to what is coming throughout the week for videos. But every single child that we had with Penny Pizzazz actually looked like they could have been a Simfluencer. Now, he has toned it down a little bit since growing up. As a kid, I definitely could have imagined Peyton as a little Simfluencer. Feels very base game, but that's because, you know, I've disabled my custom content. We don't have it in right now. I could definitely style him in a way that made him look like, I guess, kind of more how I make my own Sims. He does look a little default, but I don't think there's any problem with that. Sometimes the vanilla Sims are the best kind of Sims, but can Jade from the one and only Get Together, probably the pack that has like my favorite townies in it. Actually, no, that goes to City Living. My second favorite townies in it. Oh no, this one is gonna be close. I'm gonna have to remove both of their facial hairs. Welcome, Carlos. All right, let me get rid of these beards. Let me see what we've got going on here. You do look a little bit like Sergio. Also from Get Together, which is very odd. I honestly think both of these are cuties, but the Sergio in Carlos is kind of throwing me off. Honestly, either one of those could have got through, but I decided to go with Penny Pizzazz's genetics. Moving on to Liberty Lee. Pick me always. Liberty Lee, I will be impregnated by you any day. Versus Lily Feng, queen of the bisexual panic duo that is the Fengs who reside in San Myshuno. Again, any day of the week, you name it, I'll be there. Honestly, they did Liberty Lee so dirty in the Sims 4 base game. I know I just have my townie makeovers in mind, which, by the way, I will be doing a follow-up video, not like straight away, but I will be doing a video where I also use my townie makeovers. We romance like the same Sims to find out if the results differ at all based on my townie makeovers. She does actually have Lily Feng's hair. She's absolutely trying to psych out the competition, so I am just gonna give her a different hair. Where did your chin come from, girl? Where did that exist in your family lineage? This feels like it came from a great-great-grandparent. The genetics are geneticking on this sim. Also, she's got on the hoofs. The only thing that scares me about Lily Feng's genetics are her eyebrows. Girly has a prominent eyebrow arch. I feel like we should be recording these Sims like floating on a pool at like that baby swimming camp where they're like, welcome Casey. And they all sing it. Big mix of your mum and dad. Don't have actually the eyebrow arch that I was worried about. I don't know how you managed to get away with that. These are two completely like distinctive Sims. They actually couldn't be more opposite from one another. Oh, Oh, this is definitely all just down to personal preference. And I know that some of you are gonna beef with me over this result, but I am moving up the one and only Lily Feng. Bella Goth has entered the chat. It's time for her to take the hot seat against Miko. I forgot to save Casey! No! And I'm not gonna get Casey back, and I thought she was such a unique sim. Oh, I've been so good at saving these sims before I delete them. Let me try. I know I'm not gonna get her back. Oh, R.I.P. Casey. That is not my Casey. I wonder how many goes of clicking the mixed genetics button it would take to get Casey back. Maybe I'll do that experiment. I can't believe that she's just been sent to the farm. Into the Sims ether. Just as a cheeky little reminder, this is what the OG Bella Goth looked like. Stunning, gorgeous, beautiful. Honestly, didn't need much of a refresh, let's be real. And yet, they did it. I wonder if she's gonna go the same way as Mortimer. Yes, I answered my own question. I was wondering if she was gonna have as powerful Goth genetic. That's weird. That's suspicious. Mortimer Goth, is that you? Just the country bumpkin version. I don't like that she just gave birth to basically her husband, which is weird because I never think that Belly, oh my god, no, I've been watching too much The Summer I Turned Pretty. I hate that nickname. Why did they choose to call her Belly? I know her nickname is Belly Button and it's so cute when her mum calls her Belly, but everyone else calling her Belly, it makes me want to cringe so bad. But I never thought that Bella and Mortimer look that similar, but then they have kids and everything, they just defy the odds and they are just goth children. They can't get away with having illegitimate children because you'll know. Aw, look at that little baby with her little shag cut. Let's see what she looks like when she's grown up. Honestly, just looks like their first kid, 100%. Like, exactly the same as their first child. Sullivan versus Bristol. Not gonna lie, also looks a little bit like Don Lothario. Another sim whose genetics just like defies odds. Let me save them to my household. I'm gonna be in mourning of Casey this whole video. I hope you know. I absolutely have to give to Miss Bella Goth. From one goth to another, Lilith Fator versus... I can't believe I just forgot Judith Ward's name. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. I should have taken that to my grave. She's gonna find me. Let's see if those cheekbones... Ooh, I almost made a mistake. I almost randomized their daughter a second time over. Nuh-uh. We're just taking the first one. A really cute sim. Honestly, it probably doesn't look as much like Judith as I was anticipating. I feel like this is maybe, honestly, the first sim this whole video that has more of like Bruce's qualities. I fear may not have anything on their last kid, which is so harsh to say. But she set the bar high for her genetics. Lil Curtis, let me take the facial hair off you, Curtis. Oh my god, the cutest little nose. Stop. I hate how everyone just like grows up with the smize. It makes me so uncomfortable. I wish that wasn't the default when it came to lips in The Sims 4. I wish that it was just like a straight line as the default. The little smize gets me every time. Whilst I do think Curtis is absolutely stunning, I think I have to give the win to Judith again. So we have Bella Goth versus Judith Ward. Nalani versus Summer. Nalani is about to make her debut. I'm scared. What if Nalani just like randomly, what if the pressure gets like too much for her and she can't perform her beautiful genetics that you've all told me so much much about. Honestly, even Sim Guru Nova responded to this tweet with Nalani. So everyone, even the Sims devs, romances her an awful lot, which I fully get. She is absolutely one of the cutest Sims in the game. Turns out I had absolutely nothing to worry about because that's the most gorgeous Sim we've had this entire time. Sorry, but she just blew every fish out of the water. Thank you, Marlene, carrying this challenge on your back. Summer holiday, I'd like to see you try. Deep blue ocean mermaid versus deep blue ocean eyed stare. There we go. The blue eyes are already there. We manifested them. Weirdly, I feel it does have a relation to the land grabs. Like, this feels like they could be Johnny Zest's sister, which I don't know why. I don't know if Johnny Zest is just like the most like base game of all base game Sims, and so he just like lives in like everyone's genetics, but I feel like Johnny Zest sneaks through so often when it comes to Sims genetics. It's really, really weird, but there is no doubt in my mind as to who has won this round. Nalani, congratulations. There is a reason you were second place only to a base game Sim who is like freely accessible. I don't even want to delete Marlene. Like, I feel bad deleting such perfection from my game. But don't worry. If you want her, she can go up on the gallery. I did save her this time around. R.I.P. Casey. Oh, stop. They look like such a little cutie already. But you can never trust a child in The Sims 4 because their face could go any which way. You do not know how child sliders are then gonna surface on an adult Sim. I am gonna change his hair just for a moment so I can have a look. We got a strong jawline, but honestly, Jared, very cute. Are we gonna have a strong brow line when it comes to Lily this time around? What if I've said the name Casey so much that I've just like manifested Casey? Do look like those eyes are on the slightly smaller side. Oh, Brock, we are gonna have to give you a cheeky little shave. Squeamish? Yeah, I'm squeamish of that facial hair. Those were the eyebrows I was expecting from Lily Feng's child. I was gonna say whip out the eyebrow pencil, but I mean, first whip out the razor, shave off all your natural brow, and then draw it on. Miss Pizzazz remains the queen of San Myshuno. Bella versus Judith. A diva off. Who do you actually think is the biggest diva between those two? Mama, a diva behind you in a red dress, but then they both have red dresses on. Not Judith coming for Bella's brand. Honestly, that's weird with my headcanons from my tiny makeovers, because Nancy is chasing Judith in like looks department, and then what if Judith is actually just chasing Bella Goth? It's all come full circle. Oh my god, a Bella Goth kid that doesn't look exactly like the rest of the Goths? What is happening? Also, why do all of her children spawn with this hair? He, again, definitely looks way more like Bruce. Come on, Diva. I'm expecting big things. Bring those cheekbones back, girl. Ooh, she's looking a little bit Elsa. I'm not gonna lie. Not the candy bear hair. Where did that come from? Oh, this one is difficult. I fear you might hate me for this. Ooh, I feel like in my heart, I know who has won it for me, but I don't think any of you are going to be happy about that. Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca? Bella absolutely wins it. She is number one for a reason. This diva is keeping her crown for now. Nalani versus Penny Pizzazz. Oh god, our 1, 2, 3 have literally made it to the final and semifinals. Well, I mean, I did call it, and apparently so did you lot. You gotta remember, these genetics have been tried and tested by you lot before they were even submitted to me. I really said, can I copy your homework? And you all said, yeah, as long as you just switch it up a little bit. I know I joked about pitting women against each other, but putting these two against each other just feels so wrong for me personally, because I love both of these Sims so much. You genuinely look like you belong on the beaches of Sulani. Not now. Now you look like you belong in like the Realm of Magic library or something like that. Chelsea, you are very cute, girly. Oh my goodness. Her just like proportions are so perfect. Nalani is out here doing absolute bits for the Sims community. But Penny, I'm not gonna write you out yet, girl. You still have your own story to take charge of. Can you produce a third and final, maybe not your final, Simfluencer of the genetics challenge? Come on, Mason. What are you serving? Okay, Mason. Definitely a little fashion influencer. I can tell by the glasses. Ooh, this is tough because I do feel like he has a lot more of Bruce in him than Chelsea actually has. I really didn't think this was gonna be so difficult. I feel like Bruce, why couldn't you just let Penny take charge of this one? You couldn't have made it equal for the semi-final. I have to go with my gut, and my gut was saying Nalani. So we have Bella versus Nalani, which I actually, scarily enough, think this may... Actually, I don't think this was the same as streams. I think Lilith was maybe in this position when I streamed it. But we got Bella Goth versus Nalani. The number 1 position versus the number 2 position. And I'll be the one to say it. I think the only reason why she is in the 2nd position is because she came with Island Living, and not every simmer has Island Living, whereas every simmer can have base game because it is free, and therefore obviously you're gonna come into contact with Bella Goth way more than you are gonna come into contact with Nalani, even though she only got like 1 or 2 votes less than Bella. That's how you know she's a queen. Wow, that is a strong mustache, my guy. Of course you're mystical. Mystical, lazy, and a geek. Why do those traits make me want to make a sim? I should do that video where I randomly roll traits and then make a sim around it. Why have I never thought to do that? He literally just looks like Alexander Goth, which I thought a lot of Alex's genetics came from Mortimer, but clearly I don't know my genetics. Nalani, what do you have for the final, girl? The game is going to be like absolutely nothing because I am about to shop. Benson, moonbeam, ice cream, pizza on a hoodie. Little cutie. Oh my goodness, Benson, you are so cute. Handsome Squidward, I see you. He has got a little bit of handsome Squidward about him. However, I think I personally have chosen my winner. Both very cute Sims though. Also, really interesting that even though they have like the same hair color, they have the same eye color, and their noses are also quite similar. Like these two look like half siblings, but they also have like such distinctive features, like predominantly the eyes and the lips for each of them. I'm so mad that the only sim that I accidentally deleted was my favorite sim. Casey, you'll always be in my mind. But I absolutely have to say on this front, I think Nalani wins. I think if you have Island Living, Sim Guru Nova, you were right all along. I should have been romancing Nalani this entire time. And I honestly don't think that is a shocking revelation. Obviously, you all knew it's the reason why she was in second place this whole time, but But the way that the Sims 4 genetics work, like I feel like her proportions are just good. I feel like they balance out a lot of Sims that you can create. Like if you have a slightly longer face in Create a Sim, she has quite a short face. Hers is also a little bit wider. Turns out Sulani in general just has the cutest baby makers because Makoa, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the baby daddy ones, but Makoa won over there. So you take Makoa, you take Nolani, boom, most beautiful babies in the ocean. So all I have left to say is thank you all so much for your baby making recommendations. Oh my goodness gracious me, I'm so glad that we could do this science experiment together. However, this does mean that I need to get my butt in gear and I actually need to make a makeover of Nolani that I'm happy with so that I can record my townie makeover custom content version of this video. I would love to hear all of your thoughts down below. Is there anyone like me that you think honestly should have been on this list? I think Octavia Moon is probably my biggest missed opportunity. I'm honestly disappointed in you lot for not romancing her as much as I probably think you should. But I would love to hear if there are any like battles you think should have gone the other way. Be nice about it, you know, it's not that deep, it's a Sims game, but like I said, all of these Sims, if you request any of them, I have saved most of them to my gallery, so just let me know if you want any of them uploading. My gallery is just EnglishSimmer. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for all of the feedback on this, all of your Sims suggestions. I appreciate it so much. If there are any other videos kind of like on this or any Create a Sim videos in general that you would like to see from me, I absolutely love Create a Sim in The Sims 4, so I will be happy to make whatever you lot want to see. I appreciate you all and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.